Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update. I'm not gonna take too much time, but let's just say this. Thank you again for putting 140 likes on that video from last night. And I know we can push it. We're pushing it, guys. It was 100 plus. Now we're doing almost 150 plus. We can definitely get up to 200, 300. You know, a lot of you guys are watching and just not making an effort to put a like. And you can see, I mean, we talked about it last night about Meta. And I said, if this thing can cross 520, watch out for a move up to 531. And look at this, guys. Picture perfect right here. We got above 520 and immediately you saw a move, another $11 move to the upside, and also got a rejection at 531, came back and now trading at 528. So going into tomorrow's session with the CPI, watch out. There is a gap at 518. Also, right here, there will be support at 520. So in between 518 to 520, there will be strong support right here on Meta. And underneath that level, watch out for the support at 512. And then we can talk about more downside, not right now. Now, as long as Meta can stay above, I would say 518 to 520, you can play this to the upside again. As long as you have a stop right here, a small stop loss, this thing can move back up to 531 again. And soon as we get that breakout, watch out for a move up to 538 and then 542.81, possibly up to a brand new all-time high. So watch out, Meta on the move. On Tesla stock is up 5.24%. So Tesla, the dip I bought last Monday, well, definitely paid today, guys. I mean, this thing exploded up over 5%. And that is why when you see a big dip like this in one day, I don't know about you guys, but I usually go on shopping. And I did mention that in my video many times that last Monday, I did a lot of shopping and still holding bunch of shares, bunch of calls. I mean, pretty much went really heavy on that dip because I know there will be a significant bounce. And boy, oh boy, that bounce came in a big way. I mean, look at this from 183, talking about almost 209, 210 here on Tesla. Took some profit today and looks like we might be going over this level right here, 50-day moving average, 212. If that happens, we might see a push up to 220, and from there, we can talk about this gap on top at 245.63. Now, if this is actually a dead cat bounce, then I would like to see a rejection from, so far we did not actually get a rejection from this gap today, so it's holding. But again, if this thing gets up to 212 and gets a rejection from these moving averages right here, you're going to see a pullback down to 200. And if that gives up, then this is actually just a dead cat bounce. And Tesla will continue to go down all the way down to 183 again. On Microsoft, it's up 1.77%. So we talked about it last night that we could see a move here on Microsoft at 413, and we definitely got up to 415 today and now holding 413. So when you see big names like Microsoft getting under lower Bollinger Band, and this is not the only time I'm saying this, guys. It happened over and over. I don't know how many times I actually said that in my video, and you can see how well this actually works out. Nothing works out better than this. Massive pump from 385, now trading at 415 almost. So now 413, that's going to be a line in the sand. We gapped up today, so there will be a support here at this gap fill, 408.76. But as long as 413 can hold, the next push to the upside here on Microsoft, 420, and over that level, we can talk about a lot more upside, maybe even coming up and retesting 50 SMA on this daily time frame, 435. Now to the downside, Microsoft gets a pullback, gets under 413. Watch out for the support down here. That's going to be 410.89, 13 SMA, and then this gap right here at 408.76. And underneath that level, we also have support at 405.59, 5-day moving average. And if that gives up, it's all over. It's coming back all the way down to 400 and then 390, all the way down to 384.55. On AMD, it's up 3.19%. So AMD again finally getting that breakout over 138. Now we talked about it, how 138 breaks, you're going to see a quick trip up to this moving average right here, 20-day 141.47. That is where it's actually trading today and closed just under this negative sloping 20-day moving average. Now, if this thing can clear, I would say 142 here, guys. 142 we can clear on AMD. Definitely you got a shot all the way up to 148 and possibly up to this gap 153.80. Now, if this is just a dead cat bounce, does not look like right now, this thing will give up 138, and if that happens, there will be some support right here at 135 to 136, these two moving averages, and AMD clears all that, this thing can dump again down to 125. So until this thing is under, this 20-day moving average, I would be really cautious taking any calls. But as soon as we get over this level, then this gap comes into play, 153.80. On Amazon stock, it's up 2%. So what's unfortunate, well, even though I saw it today around 168, I did not actually play Amazon because I was eyeing to get into Amazon at a cheaper price, a dip that I was looking for. But unfortunately, there was no dip. So, I didn't try to buy this dip at this support, which was totally fine if I had calls right here at 167, but I totally ignored it, and then this thing jumped up to 171. Now, we talked about it last night also, and this is the way it's going, guys. 167 held, and now you can see it's actually making a move to this resistance right here on top, 173, and we could be going there early as tomorrow with that CPI. Now, over 173, the next stop, negative sloping 20-day moving average 176, 180, and then this gap slightly under 182. Now we get some sort of a rejection from 173. Watch out for a pullback down to 167, and this is going to be a line in the sand for tomorrow. 167 gives up, there will be a lot more selling, possibly down to 160. On Google stock, it's up 1.21%, so Google is on the move also. And if you look at my screen, Google just consolidating right here, bunch of chop. And if you look at like 15-minute or maybe even a 30-minute chart, you will see exactly what I'm saying. And now, just like AMD, it needs to get over, I would say 167 in this case. 167 breaks, you're going to see immediately this thing going up and possibly filling this gap right here at 170.51, and from there we can talk about even more upside. That is still a huge move to the upside, and looks like it's down 1% right now, so I don't know why that is, but watch out. If this thing actually gets a pullback tomorrow, there will be strong support at 164 right here, 5-day moving average, and underneath that level 162, and then this thing coming back all the way back down to 155 again. And yes, this is also where you can call this a bear flag, and it might play out. Until we get over 167, don't expect Google to go straight up to 170 to close this gap, because this could be still a bear flag, and if this is where to play out, you will see a breakdown below 164 and maybe even under 162. And that's going to be a confirmation that Google coming back all the way down to 155, and who knows, maybe even going much, much lower from there. On Apple stock, it's up 1.72%, so Apple again up on the day and finally got over 220, but in just one day today. So I would like to see Apple over 220 again tomorrow, and if that happens, that is a bull case on Apple stock, and this thing can push even higher. Now, you can see, as the stock is moving higher, guys, volume drying up, and even with the market, and I'm going to quickly look at Triple Q and show you guys, these are some warning signs for the market. Even though the market is going up and it can continue to go up even more, you got to be really careful buying and going long right now, because I don't see any volume, especially on a big name like Apple. You can see as the stock was going up from the bottom, volume drying up here. So that is not a good signal. And now tomorrow, 220, that's going to be a line in the sand. Underneath that level, 218.62, 20-day moving average. And if that gives up, 215.86, that's going to be the next critical support. And if that's out, it's all over. This thing can come down all the way down to 207. Over 220, the next stop, 225, and then 230, up to even this gap, 232.33. So Netflix going up 2.35%, and we talked about it last night, guys, that this thing can go all the way up to 651, and boy, oh boy, did my analysis and the stock delivered today. This thing came back, did not actually get down to 630. I was eyeing it, but when things gap up in the morning, guys, I don't like to chase. This is not the way I trade. And that is why a lot of people make money the other way, and I don't, because I don't like to chase. I like to buy when things are, dying and, things are getting destroyed. That is when I come in and I do big shopping. But when things are pushing higher and just going up and I see huge green day, I don't like to participate, in that rally. And that is why, I'm not in a lot of these names today and did not actually do really well in the market today, to be honest, because everything was already gone, gapping up, and barely made any money today. So there are days where I can make huge amount of money, and there are days there are no opportunities. So I just remain silent, sit it, and not doing much. Now we did deliver on that promise last night that 651 can come. We retested right here, 50-day moving average, instantly found resistance, came back, and now trading at 648. Now you can see, I don't think we can go too far with this big move, but also I think there might be another huge move coming on Netflix. And why? Looks like these Bollinger Bands are kind of squeezing the stock right now. The upper one coming down and the lower one going up. So what's next? Well, if this thing actually breaks over 651, the next stop 664 to 665, and over that level 680, and then we can even talk about 700. That is your move to the upside on Netflix. Now, if this is actually some sort of a lower high, or maybe even a catalyst, anything, the CPI or something else, that market sells off and Netflix comes back and takes out critical support 630, in that case we can dump down to 624, and from there 604, and then 588. But so far we actually got bunch of green days right here, so I don't know what's gonna happen next. Maybe even go up and retest, get over 651 and retest upper Bollinger Band, which is sitting near 657, and that is where we find resistance, and this thing can come back and retest, possibly over a 50-day, can retest 50-day moving average, or under 50-day might be retesting 20-day, which is sitting right here exactly at 630. So just gonna quickly have a look at triple Q, and you can see it's up 2.5%. That is a massive move just on that PPI. So people are talking about tomorrow again gap up and go, and I'm not saying you cannot do that. And that is why so many people I saw with the news, and people are talking about what's happening in Middle East. Let me tell you guys this. You want to buy oil stocks? Yeah, totally fine. I do have a decent position on Chevron. That is totally fine. But you're talking about war news and what's happening in Iran and Israel, who's gonna attack who. That is just full of crap. Who cares who's attacking who? What happened last year? They attacked, they killed a bunch of people, things went back and forth. Did market actually give a crap? Absolutely not. So if things are making sense, I would talk about that, but I don't want to give you guys false hopes that market will pull back huge because there is a war going on and oh my god, this is it, let's just get out, sell everything and don't buy anything. No, that war is not in the US. So I don't care, and if you care, well, I don't know, I don't care. And that war so far did no sell off, nothing, did absolutely nothing. So that is a crap of a war happening there. People are throwing things here and there, and I know innocent people are dying, but if you're talking about this market, well, market does not give a crap about that war, because we have seen those playing out. Even in Ukraine, people died. Who cares? Nobody cares, because the market is here in the States. We're trading in United States of America, not in Israel. So that is your message to those people that are thinking about war, and then we're just gonna go down in a big way, guys. That's just not the case. War does not mean anything unless somebody does something here and we suffer. In that case, that is a huge things where people will panic, there will be fear, and then there will be big sell-off, maybe 5, 10, 20% down in a quick time. But if something else is happening outside, nobody cares. Keep that news out of the market, because the only thing you can do, buy oil stock. It's totally fine. You can go buy Chevron, XOM, and those are a bit oversold. I'm not saying like extremely oversold, but that is the only way to play it. If you're thinking that war news will come out, something will happen, and everything will crash, well, market just don't play that way anymore. Now on Qs, you can see, I mean, yes, we got a little bit more volume than yesterday, but still low volume here in the market, but the market kept grinding and going up. And we got over 20-day moving average. Now, why I'm actually looking at triple Q? Because it actually got over 20-day moving average, which is sitting at 460. So that is actually a bullish thing here for the day, but it's just one day. We need to close over 460 again tomorrow. And if that happens, trend might be changing, guys. We might see a big move up to 50-day moving average 472, and from there this gap 480. Guess what? Four times, I think, or 3 times. First time I got stopped out. Soon as my puts went green, I put a stop at a break even in the morning, live, got stopped out. Second time I got 40%. Third time again stopped out. Fourth time holding bunch of puts. Maybe they will pay tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on the CPI data, right? So we gapped up in a massive way. There is a gap near 454, and there is strong support now at 460 here on triple Q. So the market can actually do a big move tomorrow, maybe even a reversal. We've been going up for what, almost 4, 5, 6 days, right? So tomorrow, guys, your key level to watch 460 on triple Q, but if that gives up, we will be landing down here to this gap, and that is going to be somewhat of a buying opportunity as long as the support can hold right here. 454.37 right here, this gap fill, reversal, and then pushing back up to the upside. Now we come back and we take out 449. In that case, that's going to be extremely bearish for the market. This thing can pull back in a huge way all the way down to 440, 432, 430 lower Bollinger Band, which is pointing up right now, and then 424 to the upside. As long as 460 can hold, we can push up to 50 SMA, 472.54, and then even 478, and then this gap right here at 480. On Nvidia stock, it's up 6.5%, so massive, and still holding my shares on Nvidia. As a matter of fact, 300 shares holding, and I think I'm up like 15, 16 bucks per share. And that is why when time is right, you buy that dip. Now, if somebody's telling me like, oh, Nvidia breaking out over 117.85, hell no, I'm not touching this stock right now. But this was a really nice dip. We talked about it. We planned it before that. We might see a drop down to 98, maybe down to 96, and Nvidia came down to where? I mean, 92, 90 almost right here, guys, last Monday. And this was a fantastic opportunity, and now things went higher. Now if this thing comes back and takes out 107, that is where my stop is. I'll just exit for a nice profit, and that's it. You know, I'm not complaining, I'm not doing anything. Let it run, and if this thing does not run, comes back to 107, exit for nice profit. Now Nvidia, and the video actually going longer right now, and I can't help because I got cues inside this video, so that is why. And I'm trying to make a smaller video for you guys and not go too long, but it just so many stocks, it happens always. You know, I try to make it simple within 8 minutes. It's almost impossible to make it within 8 minutes. And, you know, I don't like to make a 50-minute video. Now, here on Nvidia, we might be retesting, and we got really close to it today. 117.85 to be exact, this big resistance right here. If that's clear, then we might be going up to 126 on Nvidia stock. Now, we get a rejection right here from 117.85. This thing can come back easily down to 107 again. And this is where Nvidia needs to hold. And only if we go under 107, then we can talk about possibly going down and taking out this low down here from last Monday. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great night.